plants continuing to send money to corporate, but corporate never sent money back down to Entergy LLC, the New Orleans division. Now, ultimately, they got some government funds and things like that for Katrina's cleanup that allowed them to make the recovery. And then they gave all their executives bonuses because they were able to secure government funds instead of bailing it out themselves. So, yes, this corporate structure of LLCs, not on a nuclear accident, but when Katrina hit New Orleans, has actually been tested. And the LLC acts as a fire break, and it prevents the corporation from being affected by any of the negative financial impact of the accident.
I guess the ultimate question then, Arnie, is the public, in fact, insured about the tremendous risk of loss of life, environment, farming, access, travel, and legacy from a nuclear power accident? Is the public indeed adequately protected or insured? And if not, why not? And if so, who's paying for it? How does the Price-Anderson Act and legislation figure into this?
Well, the Price-Anderson Act is an insurance policy for nuclear power plants that was only designed to last for a couple of years back in the 60s, and it's gotten extended and extended and extended. You cannot buy insurance on the open market for a nuclear power plant. So what the government has done is caused all of the reactors to self-insure to the tune of about $100 million a piece, and there's 100 reactors. So you multiply 100 reactors times 100 million, and you're at $10 billion. So there's a $10 billion pool that's available from all of the reactors self-insuring. The minute it goes over that, and for instance, the oil spill in the Gulf was $20 billion, and BP paid it all. Well, the minute it goes over $10 billion, there is no insurance. Fukishima is going to go to $100 billion, for instance, and perhaps I actually think more like $200 billion. If Fukushima were to occur here, the first $10 billion would be paid by the utilities in their network. Each would pony up $100 million. But then the remaining $190 billion is going to come out of the U.S. Treasury, and it's going to be borne by you and I in extra taxes. So it's a situation where, again, they don't have skin in the game. There are no assets that need to be sold because Price-Anderson protects that, so that if there is an accident, and it certainly not as severe as Fukushima, but if there were an accident, the net effect is that up to $10 billion the utility would pay, the power plants would pay, and above $10 billion, and almost everything's above $10 billion these days. Look at the Gulf oil disaster. Above $10 billion, we pay.
Arnie Gundersen, some sobering analyses you have brought us today. I'm sure that our audience is quite grateful for those, and we'll keep following your work at fairewinds.com, FAIREWINDS.com. And I just have you know, Arnie, that our last encounter on the 8th of June, 2011, has caught fire and gone around the world, and so far has cumulatively achieved more than 250,000 listenings and viewings at various YouTube's websites, Radio for All, and this and that. And I urge people to support your work at Fairewinds and to support this radio network, Pacifica. Make a visit to WBAI.org or Pacifica.org to support independent public radio that can actually go deeper than many others can most of the time. What's your last word, Arnie?
Well, thank you. The mainstream media is not covering this, and I really appreciate what you're doing and what Pacifica's doing, because were it not for these independent outlets, the American public would be getting no information at all. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to your audience.
Well, you're doing some important work, and it will stand the test of time and history and hopefully serve the purpose of safety. Arnie Gundersen, nuclear engineer, former nuclear power plant operator, and chief analyst at Fairewinds. Fairewinds Associates, FAIREWINDS.org. .com. This is WBAI.org or Pacifica.org. You're listening to the Pacific Radio Network, originating from station WBAI. I'm Robert Knight in New York. More after this.